Siman Gimel, Sa'if Gimel, Beis Shmuel, Sif Cotton Yud. The Mechaber brought the case that if people are anusim, if they have been captured by Goyim, and one of the Yiddish anusim testifies about a fellow captive that he's muhsek l'kahuna, based on that testimony, we elevate the person to the status of a kohen in terms of calling him to the Torah first. And the Mechaber then adds an addendum which says that ein chosheshin shema imoy akum. We don't suspect that this person who's now been confirmed that he's muhsek l'kahuna, we don't suspect that maybe his mother was one of the Gentiles and from the nation that captured them. So the Beis Shmuel is going to ask, what exactly is the case? L'chura kasha, says the Beis Shmuel, it's problematic. Heichi dami. What exactly is this case? Im made alav shu kohen, if the fellow captor is saying that his colleague is a kohen, so he's giving the edus on the person themselves. Im kein al kocher lav me'akamhu. So, well, obviously, if you're saying that this person's a kohen, then obviously his mother is not an akum. V'lama lehatam. Masha kosav arashbatz, da anusim ein noisim la'akum. So what do you need the Rashbatz's reasoning, which is the source of the addendum of the Mechaber, that says that anusim don't marry, we don't assume that anusim married the nation that captured them. Vim ayri demeid al aviv. So that's if you're talking about the person himself. So we do, obviously his mother's not an akum, and we accept that fact, and what would the person, what's this addition that the Rashbat says, what does it give us? And ve'im ayri demeid al aviv, but if you're talking about the case where the fellow captor is talking about his colleague's father as being a kohen, shehu kohen, that the father's a kohen, v'loi meid alav, and he's not giving testimony directly on the person, but rather he's saying, I can tell you that the father was muhsek as a kohen, and then you can say that's why the Rashbatz's reasoning that we don't assume that the father was a kohen, married an akum, and we do set the child up as a kohen. We can't say that. Imkein yesh lacha shema ben grusha ben chalutzahu, because we would have to be concerned that yes, the father was a proper kohen, and yes, there's no assumption that they're going to intermarry into the captive nation, but still we have to be concerned that the father married a grusha or a chalutza. Just because you've determined that the father is a kohen doesn't mean that you've determined the status, the kahuna status of the child, because he could be the result of a union with his father and a grusha or a chalutza, which would make the son a chalal and not a kohen. As we're going to learn in the very next siman, sif, we're going to learn that we don't accept, just because a kohen the father is established as a kohen, we still are concerned that maybe the father married a grusha and the son is a chalal. V'tiritz bechelkas mechoykek kan ayri le'inyan sheyale le'toyre le'kohen. So the chelkas mechoykek answers that since the case that we're dealing over here with, as the Mechaber said clearly, is whether you can whether you can assume the person is a kohen or he has sufficient status that you call him to the Torah first, then az afilu lo heid alav rak al aviv. So then, in that case, we're not talking about yichus. We're talking about kriya l'Torah. Then being made on the father alone is sufficient, and lo chayshin shu ben grusha v'chalutza. And we don't have to worry that the person's a grusha chalutza, because there's no isur in calling a zar up rishon. It's only mipnei darkei shalom, as we've discussed in the past. Elahava min ahoyel v'hoya ben akum. But what's the issue? What is the issue over here? We could have thought that because this person is amongst akum, so we know we've established that his father is muhsek l'kahuna, but because he lived amongst akum, regilim lisa akum, we might think that they did marry the Gentile nations that captured them. Kamash Milan, so the halacha teaches us the ein derech lisa la'akum. it is not common for Yiddish people to intermarry, even if they are captured by foreign nations. And in terms of being called up to the Torah, on the testimony that his father was a Kohen, that is sufficient to allow him to be called up to the Torah first, and we don't worry that his father, or him for that matter, married a Goy.